Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21. Today we are going to get through pretty much all of June for the most part, which will pretty much put us at the halfway point here of season number 5. Last episode we had one of the craziest games you'll see against the Angels, a game that we really had no business losing, and found a way to lose. The bullpen completely choked at the end. Although we had a good start from Grayson Rodriguez and our offense played really well, we were unable to win. We had our MLB draft as well. I thought we made out pretty well, getting a big hit in the first round with outfield prospect Mark Rivera. None of our other picks look all that crazy, but we hit on our first pick. We got good organizational depth throughout the draft, so overall, can't really complain too much. I think the team, for the most part, is in a pretty good spot. Obviously, our offense is still killing it. Louis St. John is now the MVP frontrunner of the American League, passing his teammate Lenny Lane and Anthony Rendon on the Los Angeles Angels. The pitching as well is in a pretty good spot. Max Meyer is still red hot. The bullpen has gone through some pretty big changes. If you didn't see the last episode, we sent down Travis Lakins, Amir Garrett, and Colin Poche, and called up Felix Rosa, Matthias Hundredwasser, and Cosmo Cruz, getting the young guys an opportunity to hopefully pitch better than some of our veterans did. Speaking of the bullpen, I do definitely want to add a veteran there at some point. We don't have to go ahead and make a trade now, but I do think I will be looking for more bullpen talent as we get closer and closer to the deadline, and I think that's probably what our big move will be before we get to this year's trade deadline. I wanted to pitch Shane Bieber's revenge game in Cleveland, so we're going to simulate the first two in this series, and we actually lost them both. The first game was Tristan McKenzie's revenge game against Cleveland, and he ended up losing. So hopefully Shane Bieber does not have the same bad luck that his former Cleveland and now Baltimore teammate had. So here we go. Game 3 of the series here at Progressive Field against Cleveland. The Orioles have lost 4 in a row, really started off the month of June poorly, just like last year, which is kind of ironic. Here's a look at both lineups, regular starters here for both sides as we take a look at Cleveland's starting pitcher today. That will be Carlos Vargas, who has been one of the many players trying to replace the production of guys like Tristan McKenzie and Shane Bieber from this rotation. Of course, the Orioles got both McKenzie and Bieber within the past year or so, both of those are still fairly new losses for Cleveland. Here's Adley Rutschman, and that one scrapes over the fence for a solo homer, his 11th of the year, and the Baltimore Orioles are quickly on the board. Adley Rutschman is still playing at an extraordinary level. His batting average is in the territory of like 340. I mean, he's been on fire all year. So here is Shane Bieber at the ballpark of the team that he played for the first 6 seasons of his Major League career. Bieber got a mix of cheers and boos from the Cleveland faithful in attendance today as he strikes out the former Oriole, Jahmai Jones. A number of players on these two teams used to play for the other team, as Baltimore and Cleveland have made a number of moves throughout this series. Bieber finishes off the inning, striking out Carlos Correa, who goes down looking. Good start for the Bieber Fever as we get to the second. Xavier Bowman lines this one into left field for an early single. Bowman continuing his solid year in his first full season as a major leaguer. Jalen Miller now going oppo-poppo. That one falls into right for a hit. And now the Orioles have 2 of their faster base runners aboard with 1 away, and a major opportunity here for Shed Lawn, who singles into right field. Bowman is going to hold up at third, so the bases are now juiced. The Orioles lineup has a major opportunity to make some noise, and it'll be Adley Rutschman, who hit a home run earlier in the game. This one will stay in the ballpark, but it'll go for an RBI single. Bases remain loaded, but nonetheless, the Orioles take a 2-0 lead as Adley Rutschman has driven in both Baltimore runs up to this point. So now Louis St. John has a bases-loaded opportunity. He hits this one high, deep into center field. It will be caught at the warning track, but Jalen Miller will score. So the Orioles successfully get the sacrifice fly, and they now lead this game 3-0. Lenny Lane, another former Cleveland player. I told you there are a bunch of guys who played on both of these teams. He singles into center field. So that will drive in a run. Shed Lawn scores successfully, and Baltimore now leads 4-0. Luke Raley here in the bottom of the second crushes it into right center field, and it is caught at the warning track. Bowman runs into the wall, but he does make the play. 2 perfect innings so far for Shane Bieber, and 2 not-so-perfect innings for Carlos Vargas, who's going to try to pick it up here in the third as he plunks Jalen Miller on the shoulder. So Miller now is aboard. 2-1 and 2 out here for Shed Lawn. The count is 1-2. Lawn takes a big swing and a miss. He was going for the fences on that one, but the fastball blows by him. Vargas gets out of the jam, but Cleveland is still down 4-0. Austin Hedges with a big swing and a miss on the cutter. 3 perfect innings for Shane Bieber, who goes through the order like it's nothing. Let's move to the 5th inning now. Shane Bieber still has his perfect game alive. Michael Kopech has just checked in for Cleveland. His first batter is Ryan Mountcastle, who nearly hits a home run. Mountcastle will have to settle for a triple, and with nobody out, the Orioles have a runner 90 feet away from home. That's Mountcastle's 4th triple of the year. 1 away for Xavier Bowman, who rips this one into left field. That one will drop for an extra base hit. Mountcastle scores fairly easily. It'll be a double for Xavier Bowman, and the Baltimore Orioles now lead 5-0. Bottom 5, Eddie Rosario up. Shane Bieber still has his perfect game, but not for long. With 1 swing at the bat, Bieber's perfect game, no-hitter, and shutout is destroyed. A solo home run for Eddie Rosario, his 7th of the year, and Cleveland is finally on the board as it is now 5-1. Top 6, there's Adley Rutschman nabbing his 3rd base hit of the game. The Orioles give themselves another base runner. That'll bring up Lenny Lang, who was here in Cleveland for a whopping 2 months, getting revenge on his old team with a 2-run shot and a bat flip. Home run number 24 on the season for Lenny Lang. That number is just 2nd in the major leagues, only behind his teammate, Louis St. John, who currently has 25 home runs, and Michael Kopech would be taken out of the game. It'll be Eli Morgan who enters in his place, and we're going to hop into the 7th inning now. Runner on, 2 away for Jalen Miller, who will reach base for a 3rd time. This one looks like it'll be a double. It's been a rocky season for Miller, but he's had a great game today and really has started to play a little bit better the past few weeks. So now the Orioles have runners in scoring position. A huge opportunity for Shed Lawn, who grounds that one right to first. And Cleveland will get the out with ease. Still a nice 7-1 game. Shane Bieber still on the mound, still wheeling and dealing. As here's Carlos Correa in a right center field. Just the 2nd base runner all day for Cleveland. And the first one was the home run by Rosario. So technically, this is the first time all day that Cleveland has had somebody on base. Count is full now for Josh Naylor, who takes a big swing and a miss. A huge strikeout for Bieber, who ups his total to 4. Eddie Rosario now up, 2-2 pitch. Grounds that one to short. The throw from Miller is offline. So the runner is safe at first. It's an error by Jalen Miller. Now there are runners on the corners, and Raley strikes out. Shane Bieber gets out of the 7th. Despite allowing 2 base runners, and Bieber would be taken out of the game after that. What a performance by Shane Bieber against his old squad. That's what I like to call revenge. Felix Rosa will be in here in the final 2 innings. We're going to skip right to the bottom of the 9th, 2 away for Josh Naylor. Grounds this one up the middle. Jalen Miller makes the play, and the Baltimore Orioles will win it. 7-1 is your final. A strong victory here for Baltimore, who started off strong and, well, they played well really the entire game. It was a complete effort. The offense was good. The starting pitching was phenomenal. Shane Bieber probably had his best performance as an Oriole. And then the bullpen, Felix Rosa, shut things down. Cleveland only with 2 hits all day. We, meanwhile, had 15 hits on 7 runs. So a really strong performance. It's nice to avenge the 4-game losing streak. We're going to simulate up to this series in Boston. So that's 4 games at Yankee Stadium, and we would only win 1. And then 3 games at home against Tampa Bay, we would take 2. So we went 3-4 in that stretch, and it continues to be a fairly rough month of June, and I think we have to make some changes on the big league roster. Since being called up from AAA, Matthias Hundertwasser has really struggled, so we're going to send him back down, putting him on waivers. He was on waivers after spring training, and nobody picked him up, so I'm not really worried that we're going to lose him. And Shane Kovaleski will also go down to AAA. I kind of want him to play every day, and he's not going to do that in the majors, so I figured why not send him back down. Replacing those two will include Hideki Asuncion, who has pitched very well this season in AAA. I think he's earned an opportunity back in the big leagues. Amir Garrett, by the way, is close to returning to the majors. Ever since he got sent down to AAA, he's been dominant. 6 2/3 innings, 13 strikeouts, 0 base runners allowed. So hopefully he can continue to get his act together in AAA and start to play better. Marco Luciano will also return to the big league club. He's played pretty well in AAA so far this year. And although he has really struggled the past year and a half, it's good to have him back. Hopefully he will stay in the majors and will not take another trip down to AAA. So this is game 1 of a big series on the road here at Fenway Park. The Orioles currently sit at 42-26, so this is their 69th nice game of the year. Baltimore mixing up the lineup card a little bit, including Marco Luciano making the start. It'll be Austin Gomber, the lefty, on the mound for the Red Sox. He has not been great this season, leading a very underwhelming Red Sox team who was supposed to play a lot better than they had this year. With 2 away, the former Red Sox, Lenny Ling, hits a double into left field. It feels like Ling has traveled throughout the entire league. He's been on 4 teams in 4 years, and hopefully Baltimore will be his last home. Hopefully he sticks around a while. Louis St. John now up at the plate. We know he rakes against lefties, and that's going to continue right here, hitting that one over the green monster for a 2-run homer, his 26th of the year, which, of course, does lead the majors, and the Orioles will make it a 2-0 game. Louis St. John also leads the big leagues in RBIs this year. I believe he is up to 69 on the year. Again, nice. The Orioles now in the second inning, still up 2-0. Here is Christian Robinson getting the start today with 1 away, singling it into right field. So the Orioles now have another base runner, and just like the Cleveland game, Baltimore's offense has started off really well. Ryan Mountcastle rips this one deep into left center field. It goes off the monster. It'll be a double for Mountcastle. Christian Robinson is safe at third. And now the Orioles have a pair of runners in scoring position. A huge opportunity for Nick Castellanos to break this game wide open, and he's going to do just that. Castellanos will hit that one off the top of the green monster. In most ballparks, that's probably a home run, but because it's Fenway, it stays fair and in the field of play. But nonetheless, a 2-run double. It's now 4-0. Lenny Ling trying to join in on the fun. He singles into left field, so now there's runners on the corners. Still 1 out, by the way. Louis St. John is back up, hit a home run earlier off of Gomber, and this one, despite being way outside, is crushed into center field. It will be caught by Brian Reynolds, but Castellanos should score without trouble, and the onslaught continues as the Orioles now lead this game 5-0. Adley Rutschman up at the plate here for the Orioles, already 1 for 1 today. Again, that pitch was outside, but it doesn't matter because he crushes it. That'll be a double for Rutschman, and again, runners on scoring positions, and you have to think Boston's going to make a pitching change because it has been a disaster of a performance for Austin Gomber, and indeed they will. Nick Pivetta will take his place. He has not been much better this season, but hopefully for the Red Sox, he can just get out of this inning, which he does. Shed Lawn strikes out on the nasty off-speed pitch, but a really bad inning there for Boston as we go to the bottom of the second. We haven't even talked about Tristan McKenzie, who is starting today for the O's. McKenzie's been about average this year. Not bad, not great either, just average. As J.D. Martinez is up with 2 away, Weekly grounds it to third. Nice play by the Orioles to get out of the inning. That was Ryan Mountcastle at the hot corner. 2 perfect innings so far for McKenzie. As we go to the third, Luis Campusano grounds that one up the middle, but Slenderman picks it right up. I like to think that everybody in the dugout knows Tristan McKenzie as Slenderman. That's a fitting nickname for obvious reasons. And then here's Gene Segura with 2 away, grounding that one to short. A great play by Luciano just like Shane Bieber in the Cleveland game. Tristan McKenzie retires for first 9 batters. He's looking awfully good so far. Top 4, Mountcastle hits it into center. What a play! Bryan Reynolds with an incredible grab, trying to replace the defense that was lost from Alex Verdugo, who left in free agency this past offseason. Unfortunately, the perfect game is dead here in the bottom of the 4th as Rhys Hoskins rips a single into right field. Michael Chavis going to try to do some damage off that as it deflects off of McKenzie's legs. What a play, though, by Adley Rutschman to somehow get the out in time. Hopefully McKenzie is all good. I imagine he is, although his legs are like twigs, so maybe not. He does stay in the game, however, so I guess he is all good as he strikes J.D. Martinez out on the high fastball. That pitch is pretty nasty. Tristan Casas now up for Boston. Hits that one down the line and fair. Looks like it could go for extras. The throw in right from Robinson is off the mark, so it'll be a double for Tristan Casas. And now Boston is a runner in scoring position here for Campusano. Full count pitch. Grounds it to short. Easy play for Marco Luciano, who gets the out. 5 scoreless for Tristan McKenzie. And I think this is a bigger deal than Shane Bieber's dominant outing in Cleveland because we know Shane Bieber is capable of that. But to see Tristan McKenzie pitch at such a high level is really, really nice to see. Here in the 6th, Nick Pivetta is still in, by the way. He has been phenomenal for the Red Sox. Has not allowed a run since entering the game, but that could change here with a double to start the inning from Marco Luciano. And now the Orioles have a nice opportunity to extend the lead with one away. Ryan Mountcastle hits that one off the monster. Mountcastle continuing his exquisite day. The left fielder had trouble getting to the ball, so Luciano has no problem scoring. And the Orioles extend their lead as it is now 6-0. The first runs allowed by Pivetta. Castellanos now rips that one over the head of Pivetta for a single into center. Mountcastle will score standing up, and the Orioles extend their lead even further as they now lead 7-0. Into the bottom of the 6th, weakly hit by Segura. Another unbelievable play by Adley Rutschman, who has won 3 consecutive Gold Gloves as well, and he's well on his way for a 4th. So now there's 2 away from Michael Gigliotti, and it looks like the shutout is no more. Solo home run for Gigliotti, his 4th of the year, and the Boston Red Sox are finally on the board. Tristan McKenzie's shutout is dead after nearly 6 impressive innings. The following batter, Rhys Hoskins, draws a walk on a full count outside slider. Then Michael Chavis hits it into center. That'll drop for a hit. 3 consecutive base runners allowed by McKenzie, who is quickly deteriorating. He's got to get this last out. It's Reynolds who hits it into right field. Robinson tracks it over to make the play. And that'll end Tristan McKenzie's outing. 6 innings, only allowing 1 run. One of his best performances as an Oriole. The Red Sox also make a pitching change as it'll be Brandon Bielak who enters into the game. His first batter he faces is Louis St. John, who weakly grounds it to short. However, the shortstop bobbles it, and that'll be an infield single. Yes, they rule that a single for St. John, who is now 3 for 3 today. He also had the sac fly, keep in mind, but he's had a productive at bat every time he's up to the plate. That's why he's the MVP frontrunner right now in the American League. Unfortunately, him reaching base does not really matter as the following batter, Rutschman, grounds into a quick double play. And now we go to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Cosmo Cruz who replaces McKenzie. In 7 outings so far in his major league career, Cruz has been all right. Not fantastic, but not bad by any stretch, and he would get out of the inning fairly easily. Into the top of the 8th, Elliot Ramos will get an infield single. That one deflected off of Bielak's legs. He is a little bit shaken up, but will tough it out and try to stay in the ball game. Mountcastle now grounds that one right to Bielak, who does make the play in time and will get out of the inning. 2 scoreless frames for Brandon Bielak as it remains 7-1, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Hideki Asuncion makes his first appearance in the big leagues this season, pitched in 11 outings last year, and he will go through the order 1, 2, 3. It's Gigliotti who flies out to center, so a good season debut for Hideki Asuncion. Hopefully he can keep it up And like Cosmo Cruz, if he does, he's going to stick around on the Major League roster for a while. Vinny Asensio is in here in the 9th inning for the Red Sox, just trying to do cleanup duty at this point as Castellanos rips it into left field, and it is just foul. A 1.5 feet away from the foul pole. Very next pitch, Castellanos again rips it into left. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is fair. Castellanos hits it over a green monster twice, but that one was fair, which is really all that matters. Home run number 14 on the year for Castellanos. It is now 8-1. Will Brooks will try to finish things off here for the Orioles in the bottom of the 9th. 2 away for Reynolds, who weakly hits it into center field. Should be caught pretty easily by Xavier Bowman. And it is. Both games end up being blowout wins that we play today for the Baltimore Orioles, which is quite rare to see, but we'll gladly take it. No stupid endings this time, just strong wins from beginning to end. The top of our lineup was great today. Mountcastle, Castellanos, Ling, St. John, and Rutschman. Those are our 5 best hitters, and those are pretty much our core 5 of players, at least for this season, as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. All of them have been hitting the ball at an all-star level. The pitching was great, too. Tristan McKenzie was phenomenal. The bullpen shut the door. I think the final 3 innings, in which our 3 relievers were in, Boston did not get a single base runner. So, all around, 2 really strong victories today. But, unfortunately, the team hasn't really been producing in the sim. So, hopefully they do here as we sim to the end of June, an 8-game stretch, 6 of which are against the Red Sox, 2 on the road and 4 at home. We're starting to get some trade offers. This one from the Marlins is John Gray for D'Angelo Ashton. I like the idea of acquiring a buy low player like John Gray, but I just don't see a reason to do that trade specifically. The Phillies have claimed Matthias Hundertwasser off of waivers. Now, we can withdraw the waiver, which we choose to do. So pretty much Matthias Hundertwasser is back, and we have to send somebody else down to AAA, and that's going to be Hideki Asuncion. His stay in the majors does not last long, but Matthias Hundertwasser is on a very short leash. If he does not play well within the coming weeks, then we're going to put him back on waivers, and I'm not going to feel bad about letting him go. And how would he respond? Well, he breaks his hand. So, it looks like he's not going anywhere except for the injured list. Heston Kjerstad does get off the injured list, so that's cool. And that's how we end the month of June. We ended up losing the final 2 games of that Boston series, but we split against the Mets, and then at home against Boston, we sweep them 4-0. So we are now 48-29, and look at the division standings. The Toronto Blue Jays, who are red hot, are right on our tails. Through the first 2 months of the year, we built up a very comfortable lead within the division, but the Blue Jays, who we play twice before the All-Star break, keep in mind, have had a very strong month of June, and they are right back into the thick of things. So that will end today's episode. Hope everybody enjoyed. Next episode, we will go up to the All-Star break, including both of those series against Toronto, which will be our main focus in the next episode. I hope everybody enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.